Welcome everyone to our daily Forex market analysis for June 8th, 2017. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. If you have questions about your individual investment needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. Okay, so first thing we need to look at is what's going on for tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. We have elections, UK elections coming up. So in terms of the UK elections, I do not recommend trading the British pound just yet. If the Conservatives win, then we're likely to see the British pound go up. However, a lot of that is already priced in, so the upside may not be there as much. However, if we do see, by any chance right now, Conservatives are expected to win the elections, but however, for any reason, if for some reason the Labour Party wins, in that case, we are likely to see a drop in the British pound. So that's something to keep in mind, but going into the elections, it's not recommended to take any trades at this moment because we are expecting the British pound to go up a bit. So that's for the elections tomorrow. In terms of the euro here, we have ECB press conference as well as the interest rate. We're not expecting the interest rate to change. However, what the market will be looking for will be a few different things. Forecasts. There were reports going around today, and we saw a bit of a whipsaw in euro today. So there were reports. There was a report that came out earlier in the morning that's basically suggested that their ECB is going to cut the inflation expectations. So if the inflation expectations are cut, that's negative for the euro. As a result, we saw the euro drop. However, later on, there was another some rumor comment that came out that said essentially that ECB is looking to cut inflation slightly, but they are looking to they are going to talk about or improve the forecast for the GDP forecast or the growth forecast for the economy. If the growth forecasts go up, that is positive for euro. As a result of that, we saw the euro go up. So at this point, the markets are basically waiting on ECB to see if they're going to start tapering off the asset purchase program. Draghi has come out and said that they're not going to at this point, but that again, everybody will be looking to see what they say in terms of asset purchase program, in terms of what their forecasts are for the economy. All of that will play in. As a result, the ECB press conference will be very important. Not really expecting to change the interest rates, but how they view the economy will be important. If the outlook is positive, then euro dollar will go up. If for some reason they are not as bullish on the economy, ECB is not so bullish, we are likely to see euro drop. So as a result of that, do not recommend trading either of these going into it. FBI hearing, I don't have the actual time for that. That's another thing that's important as well. There's a lot of drama in Washington going on at the moment. So we're going to hear Comey's testimony in terms of the Russia. So when that is likely to happen, let me just see. I am not sure exactly when that is going to happen, but that is something we do need to keep in mind as well. Because any kind of negative, if there are ties between President Trump and Russia and they're able to show that, that would be negative for the US dollar. So we could have a bit of a double whammy. Yeah, so I would recommend just have a look at this. So that would be a double whammy. So let's say the ECB is bullish, they're hawkish and bullish on the economy. That would be positive for the euro. And on top of that, if the testimony is shows that there was some sort of relationship between President Trump and Russia, that will be negative for the US dollar. So that will be a bit of a double whammy, and we could see US dollar drop quite a bit against across the board. So something that's definitely something to keep in mind. We do have another central bank here, Bank of Canada, Governor Poloz speaking at 11:15 a.m. Again, this will be very important as well. We saw oil drop today, and as a result, dollar CAD jumped up a fair bit. So whatever Governor Poloz says, that will have an impact as well. So keep that in mind. So let's move on to the charts. We'll start off with Euro US dollar. Yesterday we had talked about trading this as a range bound, and as we can see, that was very much a range bound move. Came all the way to the bottom here, jumped off from there, went all the way to the top, and has since then pulled back. At this point, we are still looking at this as a range bound market. So if it comes down towards the bottom here, we're expecting to see it go up. The one thing that will change or that will push this out of the range would be ECB and ECB press conference. So that's the only thing that will push it out of the range. But other than that, we are looking for this to stay within the range till ECB or the UK elections, the results start coming up. So if we see the pound go up, we may see the euro go up as well. So but till then, we are going to treat this as a range, and at 1.1200, we are looking for potential buy. At top here, a 112.80 level here, that would be a potential sell. And here's our 4-hour chart. As you can see, hasn't really done much, which is which is normally what we see ahead of a major news event. We had a big inefficient move to the upside, and now that inefficiency got filled this morning with that report, the inflation report, and now we are sort of slowly tapering towards the bottom here. So market is just likely to kind of go sideways from here on. In terms of our Euro Swiss here, again, this is in a bit of a range here, but this is bullish into resistance here. Important resistance, support that became resistance now. So overall, it's a bullish engulfing close. So we could see this go up, but like I said, ECB will have an impact on this. If it does break up above 108.64 level, then the next one is 108.80 level. That will be the next move over here. But ahead of ECB, we are likely to see it go sideways. So here we are, a big engulfing candle. And as we can see right now, price looks like it wants to move back lower. In this case, the move that we may see is a pullback into our pivot point or even into this 108.50 level, and then a move to the upside. But I think any of the euro crosses may just go sideways. Here is our yen. We had a big drop in yen yesterday and then some follow through to the downside, but the close was bullish pin bar here. So bullish pin bar, as a result of that, we're looking for a further move to the upside. And the next target would be 124.37. So the relationship with yen and risk is that when there's risk in the market, people go and buy yen. As a result, all the yen crosses tend to drop. And that's what we've been seeing for the last few days. Now that we've had a big drop, we have a bullish pin bar here, and we are expecting a move to the upside, but we are into resistance and we do have a lot of risk in the market tomorrow. So as if the conservatives win, I think this is likely to go up. But if the Conservative Party loses, then we could see all the yen crosses drop, because that would create additional risk in the market. So keep that in mind. But other than that, based on just the technicals here, this looks like a bullish pin bar, and we would be expecting it to go higher into 124.37. But ahead of that, we could 124.10 will be the first target. And then we are looking at a 124, about 40-ish area. Here's the 4-hour chart. It has pulled back up. So like I said, it is into resistance right here, but it could go into this level, 124.37. So that's something to be kept in mind. Pound dollar here. Pound is very, very bullish going into our elections here, and very bullish engulfing candle, looking for it to move up further. The target here is the top of the range, which is a 130.50-ish area to the upside. Here we are. It has just been slowly making its way back up. But this was a big drop that we saw based on the news that had come out, and now we are making our way back towards the top. So as a result of the elections, we are likely to see it go higher. And if it does move through the top of the range, we could see it go all the way into 134.50 area at the top here. So that's a possibility. So keep that in mind, but it may not be a huge upside, because a lot of it is already priced in. This whole move to the upside has priced in the elections, essentially, when I think it was back here or somewhere in here where they announced the elections. Can't remember exactly if it was January. It may have been January when the elections got announced. Or maybe it was March. I need to check. But either way, that's when the pricing started to kind of, it started getting priced in, and now we have gone up all the way. All of this is priced in, so the upside is limited now. So we may not see it go all the way up all in one shot, but that's the uppermost target. The first target will be 132.80-ish area right into here, and then we would see the move up higher. So the upside will be less, but if we see by any chance the Labour Party wins, then we could see it come all the way into 125 or potentially even lower over the next few days. So keep that in mind. Pound Swiss here, bullish candle, and we're looking for further move to the upside. Again, parliamentary elections would play a big role. At the first target here would be 125.69.70 here, or even into this support, which is 80-ish, so about 80, 125.80 level. The next one beyond that it would be 126.89. So this is the first immediate target to the upside. The daily close here is quite bullish, bullish engulfing candle, so looking for further move to the upside. Pound yen, again, a bullish candle close. So yen would be a risky pair to trade tomorrow. So it may be better to wait and see what happens with these 3 different things going on tomorrow. But right now, this is where we are. We are into resistance at the moment. So from this perspective, it is a bullish close, but we are into resistance. So I would say bullish with caution. The next target is 143.80 area, right into this pin towards the top. But be mindful of this resistance, because we could see it just kind of trickle back down towards this level here. So here we are looking for further move to the upside. This is this candle here looks quite bullish, so we could see it go up. This will be the first target, I would say. 143, and then 143.80 will be the next target to the upside. Swiss franc is another risk currency. It's considered a safe haven. So if for some reason, oh, why am I looking at Japanese yen? I thought I was looking, oh yeah, sorry, Japanese yen. Japanese and Swiss franc, both of those are risk currencies. I think I kind of mixed them up. My apologies. They're both safe haven currencies though, so if there is an upset, we are likely to see both of these drop. Pound Swiss and pound yen they're both likely to drop in case there's an upset. If it's positive for the pound, so elections, we see Conservative Party win, both of these are likely to go up, both Swiss franc and pound yen. They're both likely to go up in that case. Aussie dollar here. Aussie, very, very bullish close, but we are into resistance, this support and resistance right here. We haven't been here in quite some time. We were back here in beginning of May. So important resistance. We got past this level here. Now we have moved higher on the positive data that came out. Because this is such an important resistance level, I am looking for a bit of a pullback right into 0.7520 and then into 7,500. So those are the two levels, but the candle close is quite bullish. So tomorrow, very kind of cautious trading type of day. If we see dollar negative, US dollar negative comments, news, commie statement, whatever come out, this is likely to go up then. Today we had oil inventories that came out negative, which is negative for the commodity currencies, and but we're seeing limited downside in terms of Aussie and New Zealand dollar. I would have expected more of a drop, but the US dollar, because of the statement tomorrow, commie statement tomorrow, we're not seeing a lot of love for US dollar. So US dollar is not really bid at the moment. It's still soft. As a result of that, we haven't seen these two currencies move as much as a dollar CAD did. Normally the currencies tend to move together, and we have been seeing the gold has stayed up there, but even with gold dropping, the US dollar, where's my chart? US dollar hasn't really been impacted. Sorry, Aussie dollar has not been impacted that much. So gold pulled back a bit. It was right into this resistance, just like Aussie. We haven't seen Aussie up there like we saw, and we haven't seen gold up here in quite some time, since April essentially. So we are into that resistance. When we are at a major resistance, normally there is some reaction. But if you look at Aussie, especially with the oil inventories, it hasn't reacted as much, which means there is US dollar weakness. So that's the lowdown on that. We are looking for a bit of a pullback. So those are nice rejection candles. First target will be 75.20 level. If it does not get below here, I'm still holding this trade, looking for it to come down, the trade that we have called in the trade room. So still holding it, looking for it to come down here. If it doesn't get through here, it will be time to close the trade. So keep that in mind. I may just move my profit target to here because of all the risk that's there right now. So 75.20 area would be the target. New Zealand US dollar here, bullish close for the day, but there is wick to the upside. So 2 days in a row we are seeing rejection of that level. So this one I am bullish but cautious here because it did not break the high, but it is sitting higher than the previous day's close. So as a result of this, it could go up higher. So next target would be 72.35 or even into the 50 area right up there, 72.45. So that will be the target to the upside, but it seems to be weakening here. It's not as strong as it was, but that's because we have seen this huge move to the upside for the last few days. It's just been one way here. So we could see this pull back into 0.7170 area and then a further move to the upside. But we would have to see a break of this level here, the high 7,200. If it breaks and stays above 7,200, we could look for a potential long right into there, above if it holds above here, then we'll be looking for a move higher. And the targets that we set here, that's 72.45. But as we can see here, since May 12th, it's just been one-way street. And when we see such a big move, generally it tends to slow down. So like this one here, that was a big move to the upside, and then it started to slow down before dropping finally. Over here as well, price started to slow down and then drop. So we would have to watch out for that, because we are getting into these highs here, these levels, so those will be important. Dollar Swiss franc here, sideways trading. We saw the price go up all the way, it went down, so this would be range bound for us. It's holding below this level, and that could be important. See this rejection here, the pin is the same length as the body of the candle, which shows that there isn't that much upside in it. So if price holds below 96.73 level here, we are likely to see it come back towards in 96.20 or 14 area here, and this will be the place where we would have to watch this. If it breaks below this, that's when we're looking for a pullback into this level again, 76.14 area, and then further move to the downside. So that's the move that we need to look out for before we short this. But overall, it does look like it's running into resistance here. It's holding below this level. It did go and test it. So generally when we see a break, this is what we see. We see drop, and price will pull back into the same level, test it, and then it will drop further. So we have seen the back test already here. Now it looks like it wants to move lower. But before we take a short below this level, so we could trade this short towards 96.14, but to take a trade below this level, we need to see a break, a pullback, and then a drop further. And looking at a 4-hour chart, here we are, see how it's sitting below this level. So right now it's a bit of a range bound towards the bottom here. Once it goes, that's when we are looking for a further move to the downside. Dollar yen. Here we are. Dollar yen does not look very bullish. It's just a bit of a pullback. And we could see further move to the downside. Dollar is not very strong at the moment, so we could see a bit more of a push to the upside and then a potential drop. But this doesn't look, even though the candle close is bullish, it doesn't look very strong. However, because this is yen cross, what happens tomorrow will play a big role in how yen reacts. If US dollar news is negative, then we're likely to see this drop further. Or if for some reason US dollar strengthens, or the UK elections play out as they're, for Conservative Party, then we could see this go back up, because that would mean less risk in the market. As a result of that, Japanese yen may weaken, which means US dollar yen may push back up. So we have this hold. So we would set this as the level that we are watching, 110.50. So the move that we may see here would be price going up, testing this level, and dropping. And in terms of the move to the downside, again, we would have to see this level get broken and then test it again. Then this next target will be this one here. So let's mark that up as well. So tomorrow we have to be cautious with all our trading, and we need to be we have to be open to trading both ways here. So this will be the target to the downside, 108.30. But first we could see the price go up over here. So again, potential short at 110.50. If it breaks below 109.20, then we could see a short there as well. But first we need to see it break, back test, and then drop. If we look at 4-hour, this is the level we are watching, or even a little bit higher into this, about 70-ish area. This support and resistance, so we are looking for a move up and then potentially a drop to the downside. Euro pound here, pound has been very strong. As a result, euro pound has been moving lower. Let's go to 1 hour, very bearish, a bearish close on this. We're looking for further downside, but again, be open to an upset if things don't play out with the British pound, with Conservative Party winning. This could go back up towards the top here, but at this point, this looks bearish. The target, the next level is 86.20. This is where we are looking for price to go to, and even potentially into 8600. So looking for price to drop to this level based on this bearish close for the day. If we go to 4-hour, here we are. As we can see, price has price kind of consolidated and then started dropping. Now we are making lower highs and lower low, and this is where we are looking for price to drop further. 8600 would be the target here. Dollar CAD here, big inefficiency. So this is important here. We have, as we can see, this is where price is. From a daily perspective, that was a big bullish move. And normally we would be looking for a follow through to the upside as a result of that, but it is also an inefficient move. So the target here, because of the bullish engulfing candle, the target would be 135.50 area. But again, because of politics tomorrow, this could change. All the analysis essentially for tomorrow could change, but technically this is a bullish engulfing candle and we're looking for follow through to the upside. This is an important level. 135.50 is an important level, so we could see price go into there and then drop from there. So 135.50 would be the area we are looking at, which is right over here. And then we could see a move to the downside, and we could see this inefficient move could get filled. So that's what we need to keep in mind here. We could see a push all the way up here into R1, 135.50, and then a further drop, and we could see this inefficiency get filled. So that's the analysis. Let's take a look at Euro Aussie here. Euro Aussie, we had a big drop for Euro Aussie. That was a bearish pin bar, and now here we are. At this point, looks bearish. We are looking for a further move to the downside here, but again, ECB tomorrow, that would be something to pay attention to. In this case, here we are and looking for a further move to the downside, but it could pull up and we could see it push into 149.80 level, the support and resistance, maybe even a little bit higher here, into even 150 here, and then a further drop. But based on the daily, we are looking for a move to the downside. The first target would be 148.20, just the low here. And then, of course, based on what happens with the politics, everything tomorrow, that's then we'll have to reassess this and see where this wants to go. All right, so that's it. Any questions or any other pair you would like me to look at before we call it a wrap? So I will take that as a no. Perfect. All right, sounds good. Excellent. So you guys have a wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow. You're welcome, everyone. Bye for now.